Okay, this video is to basically show you how to use a system called Slack. Slack is kind of an interesting system. It's really popular with tech people, and it's sort of made to replace email. It's sort of a blend between email and instant messaging. It incorporates a bunch of different kind of applications like Zoom conferencing or OneDrive, places where you can share data, GitHub if you're a coder, that kind of thing. So it can be helpful, and I like to use it for a number of my projects just because it helps to reduce the number of emails that I get. So I'll give you an example right here. I'm a part of a research group with some computer scientists, and we call ourselves the Deep GIS research group, and we have all these channels, right? So we've all these different projects. One, we're doing a study of burn severity with the campfire. We're mapping eelgrass in Morro Bay. We're mapping palm oil in Indonesia. We're trying to classify trees in the Sierras and in urban forests. And then we've also got an urban forest project, which is similar here. And then down here, you can see all the different group members who we have. And so these are a number of different students here. And so the way it works is you can kind of just pick, if you want to talk to everybody in the group, then you can talk to everybody. This is like we're trying to figure out if we're going to have a meeting. And so you can send people messages. So if you put @ and then their name, you can actually ask them a question directly. You can put in links, that kind of thing. And this is everybody. So this is like when we're trying to figure out when to meet every week, basically. But for instance, in the case of this tree classification, there's only some group members who are working on this. And so they'll be added to that channel and only them. And that way, if a notification comes into that channel, it'll notify them, but nobody else. So it's kind of a way to put all the communications into their different silos. And so you can integrate it with different things. So you can integrate with different apps, like you can integrate it with Zoom. So here's the Zoom conferencing app. You can add that to Slack, and that will allow you to start a Zoom meeting directly from Slack if you want. So if you're chatting with somebody on there, it's like, okay, let's make this into a Zoom call so we can record it, or so that I can share my screen or something like that. Then you can do that. You can also incorporate like Google Drive storage or OneDrive or your calendar, GitHub if you're a coder. But a bunch of different kind of tech plugins that you can put into this, which are kind of nice. Okay, so this is like my research group, but then let's look at how I would use it for a different application. So for my class, I actually created a new one. So there's a new workspace here, and I created it, and it's just basically called the class name. So GRP 440, Advanced Applications in GIS. And what I did is I went through and I basically invited all of my students for next quarter to the Slack channel. And I sent them an introduction message that said, don't worry about this yet. We'll deal with this when we actually have class. But everybody's been invited. And so what's nice about this is that I can send people messages. So for instance, I said @Fred, I'm just testing Slack for a demonstration. Please disregard this message. I don't want to, bother him or worry him, but I just wanted to sort of show this is how you would actually send somebody a direct message. So you can get on these channels with your different students, and they can ask you questions directly, that kind of thing. But then also you can make these channels. So in the case of this class, I'm going to have group projects, and we're going to do different mapping projects where we have some data sets and we play with them and try and learn different stuff. So one is mapping COVID-19. It's very timely, and so we'll have students who are interested in joining that group. They can all join this Slack channel, and then they can all communicate directly, and I can communicate with all of them directly without sending endless emails. So there'll be another one looking at human trafficking. There'll be another one looking at urban trees. And, in this way, I can just only communicate with the group without sending a group email. It's kind of a cleaner way to do things. I can have a channel that's like talks about things like how to run software or how to do a Zoom meeting, and that can all be within its own channel. So it's a good way of separating and organizing communication streams and communicating directly with people, like in a pretty quick instant messenger kind of way, as opposed to sending an email, because if you're trying to do this all through email, you're going to have way too many emails. So Slack is a nice way to kind of do that. And then if you want to integrate it, like I said, with these apps, that can be really nice. But if you want to know more, there's a lot of good stuff online. So that's pretty much Slack in a nutshell. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Hopefully that was helpful. All right.